everybody. It's Glenn Giordano here again, your favorite full-time drummer. Like I said, I'm somebody's favorite full-time drummer because I'm not even always sure I'm my favorite full-time drummer. Anyway, I'm back here in my teaching studio, and I know it's been about a week since I posted a video, and that's because I did promise you the next video was going to be on drum set. And with what I have available to me right now, since I just kind of started the channel during this zombie apocalypse we're going through, the quickest I can get microphones to really record these drums right is about 6 weeks away. So I toweled everything up and I taped everything up, and I want to get the best quality I can for you because we've been talking about rudiments and how they can be used to enhance your playing. Or better is what my old teacher used to say, let your technique, and that means rudiment, the way you hold your sticks, the bounce method, the molar grip, all that stuff, support your ideas. Because you can tell right away when a guy is using his ideas to support his technique. And this is why Steve Gadd is one of my favorites of all time. Because he really understood how to get, or how to let those rudiments and that technique flow through his playing. Even when you hear him do a solo, it's like a song, a rhythmical song. He starts out with something very cool and light, and he builds and builds and builds. And yes, he is doing some technically proficient stuff. However, once again, his technique is supporting his ideas. Now, one of the first times that Gadd really separated himself from the pack, where in a pop song, he started to use this idea of, he was using rudiments. And this one I'm going to show you today is the one that there's a cajillion videos on. As a matter of fact, I think even Gadd has a video on it. And you're better off, if you really want the technique for it, you're better off going to his videos even than mine. But I just kind of want to show you how once you get a handle on your rudiments and the bounce method and the feel that we've been talking about in those previous videos, this can kind of come naturally. So let's talk about it. The Gadd Flutter lick. That's what it is. You've heard about it. You've probably seen other videos on it. I'm going to demonstrate it today. Really, the Gadd Flutter lick is just a double stroke roll with the kick in between, right? And it's a very cool little thing. It's a very cool little fill to do when there's somebody singing, especially when there's somebody singing, even in the middle of a groove. And that's the purpose of how I'm showing it. I'm showing it to you in a way that, yes, learn this and then incorporate your version of it into your own playing so that you can begin to learn how to let your rudiments and let your technique and let these things that you learn infiltrate your playing. Not for the purpose of showing off that you can do this really cool thing, but for the purpose of you hear something and then you play it, and you play it very proficiently. So let's go back in time. It was in the 70s, I believe. Ricky Lee Jones, the song was called Chucky's in Love. You can call it up on YouTube or Apple or Google Play or one of those guys. About midway through the song, it breaks down. And then by that I mean the band sort of stops playing in time, right? They're doing a kind of halftime shuffle feel, where the Gadd is sort of playing a triplet feel where the backbeat's on beat 3, and they're kind of playing along through, and then the band stops and Ricky Lee Jones begins to sing in a rubato style. And that just means she's singing free of time and the band is playing free of time, and it's very ethereal, very floaty, and it's just for a couple of seconds really, and then Gadd brings the band back in with an in-time fill in the tempo he is setting up, which is the same as the tempo that he just came out of before the band stopped. With this fill, he does it. And hence, the Gadd Flutter lick. It was like headlines in Modern Drummer magazine. Because that was all there was really back then when I was a kid listening to this. And it was like, whoa, I can't believe this guy is doing this. Oh my goodness, in a pop song. And it's literally like 2 seconds of music, but it is so cool. So go back and listen to that. But here's what he's playing, and then you can do it. Now again, we're going to do that, and then I'm going to show you Glenn's flutter lick, how I kind of incorporate it, especially in my halftime feels. And then as a bonus track again, I'm going to show you a little bit of how paradiddle diddles are used in songs. I'm going to show you the groove, or the main, I shouldn't say groove, the main theme to Heart of the Sunrise by Yes with Bill Bruford, and that'll be after. But let's get back to the flutter lick. So here's what it is, right? It's 1E and a 2E and a 3. It's on the bass drum, E-N, a 2, E-N, a 3. And 3, you pull your hand over and you do it. Remember, I'm left-handed, so I'm pulling my lead hand, which is my left hand, over to play it on the snare. So it's like this. Now that's slower, I believe, than it is on the recording. Although it's not a whole lot faster than that. This is not a very fast lick. As a matter of fact, these things that Gadd does they sound good quick, and they sound just as good slow. So here is that again. It's a double stroke roll, right? 1 E and a 2 E and a 3. Again, 1 E and a 2 E and a 3. Now, for the sake of practice, this is a good idea of how you can get this thing to become part of your playing, you know. And I see some guys doing this. I mean, they're doing it really, really, really fast. But I even think when the particular lick is way too fast, it sort of loses its coolness. You know, it just becomes a double stroke roll. And the double stroke rolls are really, really cool. If you're just doing double stroke rolls, it can get kind of boring. So watch this again now. And then I'm gonna do it a couple times, and I'm gonna loop it. And I'll show the loop once really slow. So here we go. Now watch looping it. There you go. That is the Gadd Flutter lick. And you can do it as quick as you want or as slow as you want, you know, but let it come out of what the song is asking you to do. And that's how Gadd did it. He did it in accordance with what the song was asking him to do. They get, you know, in that ethereal section, and he brings the band back in with, and then they're back in, right? Actually, he does a little hi-hat open, and they're back into one. So now, I worked on this, and I worked on this, and I worked on this, and the way I do this, and I'm going to demonstrate this a little bit with the Vinnie Colaiuta lick very soon. I did it so much that it got into my playing. So when I am playing a straight up halftime groove, like let's say I play with a Beatles tribute band, sort of a Beatles tribute band called Abbey Road 2.0. Look it up, get it on my Facebook page. During some of the songs, like While My Guitar Gently Weeps, I often do fills similar to this. They're not exactly. Remember, the point is that not so much that you learn Gadd's thing exactly, because you're not going to be asked to record Chucky's in Love anytime soon. That's already been done. But you want to take that idea and incorporate it into your playing in a way that when a song asks you to do something similar, you can do it. So watch. This would be a typical halftime groove for me. And I'm going to play this a little bit. And I might embellish it more and more and add some tom-tom stuff, because I like to do that. And let me show you what I'm talking about. So watch this. This will be 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. Very, very simple. And now I'm going to do a little more up-tempo. what's cool about it is when I'm doing that, if the song calls for something similar, maybe going between a verse and a chorus, and there's someone singing over it, I can do something that kind of works a little bit with the vocals and yet not be obtrusive. So work on this. Post your videos underneath this of your ideas of the flutter lick. That was the Glenn flutter lick. You come up with your own, and then we work together. And you know what? Steal mine, I'm going to steal yours. Hey, boys and girls, once again, here's your bonus track. This is from Heart of the Sunrise. If you listen to the whole opening and this particular motif that keeps going throughout the tune or keeps coming back throughout the tune, they keep revisiting it. It's like a 9-minute song. It's on the Yes Fragile album. Bill Bruford played this. This is in 6. It probably was 6/8. Could have been 6/4. But this is 2 paradiddle-diddles and then some single strokes, right? The basic lick, the basic idea he does. Now I'm going to do it slow at first, and I'm going to count it, and then I'm going to speed it up to his tempo. Watch this. 1 and the 2 and the 3 and the 4 and the 5 and the 6 and the 1 and the 2 and the 3 and the 4 and the 6 and the 1 and the 2 and the 3 and the 4 and the 5 and the 6 and the 1 and the 3 and the 4 and the 5 and the 6 and the 1 and the 2 and the 3 and the 4 and the 5 and the 6 and the. Now watch. All right, that's the basic idea. There's some other things he does in there, right? I mean, sometimes he does it on the bell. So he's got lots of stuff going on with that. That's the basic ideas. That's that. I'm sure when he heard that, Bill, I'm sure he just did it. And he had those rudiments inside him, so it came out. And it was cool, and it was really was my introduction to this idea, was even pre-Gadd, because I was a big Yes fan and an even bigger Bill Bruford fan. Now in the middle of the tune, there's a little bit that's in 5, which is even really cooler because it's in 5 and it kind of breaks up the bar of 5. I'm going to show you how he does that right now. Again, he's using paradiddle-diddles. I really think at this time in his life, he just loved paradiddle-diddles. So we have, watch, this is in the middle of the tune somewhere. It goes back and forth between those 2 motifs, between the one I just played and this one. Again, I'm going to play the 5 slow. It's 1 E and then 2 E, 3 and then 4 E and then 5, 1 E and then 2 E, 3 and then 4 E and then 5, 2 E, 3 and then 4 E and then 5, 1 E and then 2 E, 3 and then 4 E and then 5. In tempo. Right, then he's back to the other motif. So listen to Heart of the Sunrise. Listen to some of these guys. These guys that came before. There are a lot of greats now. Believe me, there are a lot of Chris Dave. Nate Smith is one of my faves right now. Lots of great guys right now. But go back and listen to some of these dudes that were beginning to open up the world to the idea that a drummer could play cool grooves that were cool, interesting to do, and yet did not overshadow what was going on in the song. And Steve Gadd was the master of that. You should listen to everything he's ever done. I have. Anyway, once again, I hope you get something out of this. You know, to keep going, I'd like to do a lot more of these. I'm having fun, and I think I've been told people are getting something out of it. So if you want to PayPal me, soon I'm going to hopefully have some t-shirts to sell in better quality. If you want to donate some money to the cause, if you want to put something in the comments and says, hey, Glenn, show us this. This is something that Gadd did and I want to learn. Show us this. If I can do it, I will. The next thing I'm going to do kind of on the side, I'm going to do some more ruin stuff on the pad, and I'm going to start talking about some shuffle grooves, but I'm also going to break down a Vinny Colaiuta groove. Watch for my channel. Subscribe to my channel so you see the notifications, and you'll see what's coming up next. Anyway, during this crazy, crazy time, please, folks, live well, be well.